Hello and welcome! In this video we'll be taking a look at 5 Roblox wave defense games. Like always, I tried to give a variety of games, and hopefully you'll be able to find something very fun and enjoyable. First up on the list is going to be a game called Dummies vs Noobs. This is possibly one of the hardest games on this list, so if you're looking for a challenge then this might be perfect. The reason this is so difficult, in my opinion, is because the maps and environments that you're going to be dealing in are extremely large. Not only that, you're going to be facing up against hard enemies and huge waves. Watching over your teammates is the first part. Watching over the enemies is the second part. And as you continue, you're going to have to keep a close eye on specific enemies, as each enemy has their own little uniqueness to them, such as cloakers that will rush at you, shielders that can deflect bullets, and oh so much more. Now, when you begin, you might be a level 1 if you've never played before, and so you might not have access to a few features like upgrades. But the gist of it is, once you spawn in, there's a few machines in the maps that you're placed into. These machines can allow you to purchase other pieces of equipment that might not be in your current kit, or to upgrade your items. However, it might take a while until you get access to these, as they are level locked. It's not all too bad, as you'll be able to get the hang of the specific enemies, the maps, and hopefully a few kits and items along the way. Now, as you and your team progress, every once in a while you're gonna have to face off against a boss. At the very end, you'll be facing up against multiple bosses. Additionally, as the waves go by, you'll be facing harder and even larger waves of enemies. So make sure to stick together as a team and do your best. Not only does the game have a standard mode, but there are a few other game modes. One of them is really cool, called Mastermind. One player is chosen to be the mastermind, controlling units, upgrading them, and using them to attack the players. But additionally, the game has different difficulties that you can choose from. So if you do feel as if the game is easy, you can bump it up with your fellow players. If you're playing in a private server, you get access to an admin panel where you can mess around with all of the units, modify them, and do even more. The game is incredibly fun and I would definitely recommend playing it. If you're still looking for a challenge, but you want something that's a little bit more on the side of survival, then maybe the game Decaying Winter is for you. In this game, you and your team are gonna be able to scavenge for resources during the day, such as medical supplies, firearms, melee weapons, and a few other items, such as blueprints and materials for crafting. And then once night comes around, you're gonna have to defend against a horde of enemies. As a new player, this game can be quite challenging. This is due to all of the aspects of the game. The different medical supplies, the different conditions that your player can have, and a lot of the other smaller details. Don't worry, the game isn't all too difficult. Similar to the previous game, you'll be able to choose different classes. In this game, they're called perks. So if you're someone who likes playing a support, or maybe a frontliner, there's definitely going to be an option for you. Additionally, you'll be able to pick a piece of equipment. These can be something that helps you with your stats, or maybe a defensive tool that helps you during the night. If you're a new player, you might not have access to a few of these, because a few of these are locked behind challenges, but for the most part, you should have access to a good amount of the perks and an alright selection of equipment if you're a brand new player. Unlike the previous game, you will not be fighting as many bosses. However, you will still be introduced to more waves and harder enemies. A good amount of the difficulty comes with the survival, the management as mentioned, and the actual scavenging. And so you and your team will have to be careful as you navigate. If you're still looking for more, you can access an additional game mode pretty easily in private servers. In the game mode, you'll be placed into a center point and you'll have to defend from all sides. You'll be able to upgrade your base, work out as a team, scavenge for loot, and proceed like usual. However, this one is unlimited. So instead of ending at 10 waves, you can go further and progress even more. Other than that, this is a really fun game, and I would also recommend it quite heavily. If you're looking for a game that's a little bit challenging, but a little bit more silly and simplified, then maybe Bots and Muskets is for you. In this game, you and your team are going to have to fight against bots using muskets. However, there are a few other items that you can use, such as a saber. But for the most part, you're going to be taking shots, reloading, and then taking more shots. That is, if you didn't die immediately. The silly part and the challenging part is that it's pretty easy to die. The silly part is the design of the game and the different maps that you can play on. Some of these are going to be quite close quarter, while others might be large and open areas. So position yourself in a good spot and try your best to stay alive. So work as a team and try to do your best. The game is very fun, and if you're looking for something pretty quick and simple, I would definitely recommend this one. However, if you are looking for a very lengthy type of wave survival, then the Final Stand 2 is possibly the largest game on this list. Largest in terms of content and progression. Not only does this game have various game modes, but it also has a huge amount of progress inside of it. The general game mode is going to be a pretty straightforward wave defense where you and your team are going to have to fight against zombies that are approaching. As you progress further, you'll be introduced to different variants of zombies, such as invisible ones or map-specific ones, and different sections of the map may open up depending on which one you're playing on. You'll be able to start out with a pistol, and as you progress, you can purchase new weapons or pieces of equipment. Additionally, you can buy player upgrades such as more health from body armor, night vision, or even upgrade the base. Every once in a while, you and your team will get a little caravan that will sell you laser weapons. These weapons can also be upgraded like every other weapon. And if you thought you couldn't go any further, you can also get further upgrades through modifications. As you progress with using weapons, you unlock a few more slots for even more modifications, and these modifications get attached to the weapon that you want. Additionally, your player also has perks, and there is a huge list of perks. A lot of this stuff does carry over, such as the perks and the modifications. And if you want even more, there's challenges. These challenges can unlock even more, from weapon upgrades to more modification slots and way more. If for some reason this isn't enough, there's some really cool special modes that you can find in the main menu. Other than that, this is possibly one of the greatest zombie wave defense games that I can possibly recommend due to the sheer amount of content and progression that it holds. I would definitely give it a shot if you're looking for something long term, or even if you're looking for something simple and fun for just a while. Now, if you ever wanted to be a zombie, well, you're in luck. The Undead coming Armageddon is probably what you're looking for. This game takes on the retro feel of old Roblox and tosses you into a zombie survival game. However, the players are going to be split apart. Some of you will be zombies and some of you will be survivors. The survivors will have to fight against hordes of zombies, while the zombies have to make sure that they eliminate all of the survivors in the match. If you're a player or a zombie, regardless, you'll be able to progress. You can purchase new guns from the currency that you get from matches, or even a few supporting items. However, if you really do enjoy playing as a zombie and you want to boost your stats, there's an area in the main lobby called the lab. In this area, you'll be able to dive into the specific zombie tech trees and boost their stats through that, from their health pool to their speed to a few other attributes. This is really cool because zombie games usually don't have tech trees or upgrades for zombies themselves. Additionally, if you are looking for cosmetics or different progression, there is a huge amount of cosmetics that fit the retro feel really nicely, from hats to old t-shirts, different heads, and even a few skins for the zombies. The game has a huge amount of different maps, and they all feel cozy in the retro way. Additionally, the game seems to be adding a few new game modes, so if you're looking for something unique, then maybe this is perfect. If you are only looking for a short and simple game, then this is definitely perfect. Given that this is a round-based game, if you really don't have all too much time, this is probably going to be the perfect game for you to try out compared to a few of the other games on this list. And that has been 5 Roblox Wave Defense games. I hope you found a new and fun game to play, as all of these games are unique in their own way, be it very challenging, heavy on progression, or sweet and simple. If you are looking for more content like this, I have a few other videos that go over 5 Roblox games and specific genres if you're looking for something else. Otherwise, check out the channel for a few other Roblox game suggestions, and that's gonna be all from me. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see ya.